long hair. Oh, I thought that.
What? Good morning. Who is that, baby? Ida. Ida. Roll over. Which way? No. Let me see you roll over. There he go. Yay! I'm nervous, but I'm not gonna get too excited because I don't really know if this is real or not. Like, they just checking me. I'm nervous, so we just gonna see. This is kind of like anxiety. It's so nice though. Look at the little baby bed. This room is huge. I feel like I'm in a luxury hotel. They got me hooked up to the machine. I can hear the baby heartbeat. I don't think y'all can because she turned it down. But they had me hooked up. Yeah. Her helper came in. Her helper came in just to hook me up. You hear the baby heartbeat? When she put the cold gel on here and left it on here, he kicked it and you could hear it. Like he kicked it or he pushed it. He either kicked it or punched it. Like now. He kicking where she put that stuff at. This one got the gel and that's where he keep kicking or punching at. I don't think he liked that coldness because it's like cold gel. My water broke. That was my water. They just gave me my IV. Oh my God, y'all, I started crying. Because I just knew they was going to say, you can go home. I just knew they were going to be like, you can go home. So when she came in here and she was like, yep, that was your water, I started crying. Because he's due on the 26th. Today's the 23rd. But my midwife says he probably won't come till the 24th. Because I was like, I'm not ready. But he ready, so I got to get ready. But the top one up there, where my finger is, that's all my contractions. I got a chocolate milkshake. Fries. Ooh. God bless this food I'm receiving. Amen. And that chicken. God is good. Because I'm hungry. My baby hungry. I know my baby want one good, this not the best meal, but I know he just want one regular American food before he comes out and have to drink breast milk. So good.
You ain't gonna be able to eat it.
Who?
You so hungry, you ain't gonna be able to eat it.
I'm so hungry. If I get nauseous, I can. This is so good. Basically, this is just a little update. I'm contracting like crazy, but I don't feel the pain. I just feel the pressure. And they can't believe that I'm contracting so much and don't feel the pain. Like, they want me to feel the pain so bad. And I'm like, I don't feel it. My contractions, I'm not laughing no more. Hey you guys, I know I didn't do a proper intro to this video, so let me go ahead and do it now. If you're new, my name is KYLAHNASIYA. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and get in them comments and talk to me because I like to talk back. Tell me your story time. How was it for you? And that's that. I'm not going to make this video very long. I like to get straight to the point. I don't want to drag it out. There's not going to be a part 2. This is my story and I'm sticking to it. All right. So I know you guys just seen me in the hospital. I was not able to record my entire labor and delivery because that experience is so undescribable. So how I even got to the hospital is I was working this job. I was a concierge at this luxury condo building. So I basically sat down the whole time. It was a very easy job. I would recommend every pregnant woman, if you looking for a job while you pregnant, get a concierge job that have you sitting down and don't got to do nothing. When I tell y'all I didn't do nothing, I didn't do anything. I just sat down the whole time. So I got off work around 12 o'clock in the morning because I had worked mid-shift when I was pregnant. I did mid-shift or night shift, but this time I had got off at 12 o'clock in the morning. I went straight home, took a shower, and got in the bed. 2 to 3 hours after me being in the bed, I got up to go urinate because when you're pregnant, you tend to urinate a lot. So when I got up, I wasn't really thinking much about it, but I was like, dang, like I'm super wet. Like I'm soaking wet down there. And I'm just thinking like, it's normal. I don't know. It really didn't cross my mind. So when I was actually using the restroom, I happened to look down and I'm like, dang, my panties are super soaked. Like they're soaking wet. And I checked the bed and the bed was wet as well. I'm like, wow, I'm like really wet down there. The wet. So I ended up calling my mom and I'm like, hey, my panties are super soaked. And she was like, Kyla, your water broke. I was like, no, my water didn't break. I'm just really wet down there. In my head, I always envision my water breaking to be a flood, like just be flooded out, gushing water and everything. And I smelled my panties. I'm like, it's not piss, but it's just super wet, like soaking. And my mom was like, Kyla, your water broke. You need to call the doctor, call your midwife, or call whoever I called at the time, the nurse or the doctor, and let them know like, you're soaking wet down there, your water has broken. I'm like, Mom, it's not my water. So me and her going back and forth. My Nana is a nurse. My mom called my Nana and my Nana was like, get that girl to the hospital because her water broke. So I was in denial the whole time, basically on the way to the hospital. I'm like, my water didn't break. They're going to send me back home. But leading up to my water breaking, y'all, I got super tired. Like, I was so tired. I didn't want to walk no more. I didn't want to do anything. Like, I was drained. I was super tired. So back to my water breaking, on our way to the hospital, I'm like, this is just so pointless. They're going to send me home. We did all this for what? I'm just in denial. So I get to the hospital. They check me in. They put me in this room. And then they had to swab me and run a test, and the test took about an hour to see if my water broke, because if my water did break, they can't send me back home, because I can't really remember why, you guys, but I just wasn't in the right mindset to even be processing what all they were saying to me. In my head, I'm just thinking like, I'm not ready. I hope my water didn't break. But so they had to run a test and it took an hour, so I'm just having the worst anxiety in the hospital for an hour waiting for this test to come back. Even the midwife came to me. She was like, girl, we're going to send you home. Like, your water didn't break. You just a little dramatic. And I'm like, I know. I'm trying to tell my mom my water didn't break. So an hour come by and a midwife come back to me. She's like, your water broke. And when she said that to me, after like a minute, I just burst out into tears. Like, I was boohoo crying because I was like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to be a mom yet. I'm just not ready for this. I'm not ready. I'm just not ready, period, for everything. I'm just not ready. My life is about to change. I just cried. And she looking at me like, girl, did you think that baby was just gonna have to stay in you? And I'm like, yeah, I did. So everything was going good. They end up setting me up to the machines. And when they set me up to the machines, they were very surprised that I was contracting so crazy. Like, I was having contractions back to back to back to back, but I could not feel my contractions. And they was trying to figure out, like, how are you contracting like this, but you can't feel nothing? And I'm just like, I just can't feel it. I really can't. She checked me and I was only dilated 1 centimeter. So they were just very puzzled of how I'm contracting like this. I haven't dilated and I don't feel no pain. So they end up setting me up to they end up giving me something to basically make me feel the pain and try to get me to open up. I'm one of them type of people, I can take pain when it comes to tattoo, piercings, heartbreak, and all of that. But when it comes to like menstrual cramps or labor, I can't take that type of pain. That pain is undescribable. It's just a pain that I just don't ever want to feel again. So I kept getting every type of pain medicine I can get before I got my epidural. Like, they even gave me this one medicine, they gave me morphine. They gave me a shot in my leg. That needle was so long and so thick. I think they gave it to me twice. Y'all, that it hurt me so bad, I couldn't even walk no more. Like, that was some serious pain. But that morphine had me acting crazy. Morphine got me acting like a very crazy person. Like, they needed to put me in a crazy home. I don't know what it is about that medicine, but that medicine right there is some serious type of crackhead medicine. So long story short, cut to the chase. A day go by, no baby, still in the same situation. A whole 24 hours go by. The next day come for like almost the whole day, you guys. Nothing, I just was not dilating. I started to feel my contractions, and that's when I just started getting more pain. I was running out of all the options I could have with the pain medicine, because when I tell you I was getting pain medicine left and right, I was like, I need some pain medicine, pain medicine, because I just did not want to feel the pain. So the midwife was like, listen, we're running out of options. We can't keep giving you this medicine. You might as well go ahead and get your epidural. And I was like, okay, well, I'll go ahead and get my epidural. And I was like, as long as I'm able to keep getting my epidural. She was like, you can. They gave me my epidural, but they also was giving me potassium and something else. I don't know, y'all. They were just giving me medicine to get me to dilate and feel the pain. Or I was on the pain medicine, so I guess not to feel the pain, but just to get my baby to come on, because a day done went by, hours done went by, my water done broke, I'm getting dry down there. Like, you know, something has to happen. But it even came to a point where they even had to put liquid back in me. They had to put fluids back in me. Somehow they put something up there, because time was just passing by and this baby just did not want to come out. Long story short, when my contractions was going real hard, and if I wasn't on the epidural, I would have felt that pain out of nowhere, y'all. My epidural machine cuts off. Nobody knew the machine cut off. I didn't know the machine cut off. The machine just cut off. And when I tell y'all, I felt the worst pain in life. The worst pain of my life. I don't think nothing can top that pain I felt. I was acting crazy. And everybody, the nurses, everybody was just like, what is going on? Everybody was just running like a chicken with the head cut off, going crazy. Like, what is wrong with this girl? And finally, they realized my epidural machine had cut off. I think the epidural is what paralyzed me, because I was paralyzed from like here on down. I was just paralyzed. The only thing I could move was my hands and my head. Everything else was paralyzed. So I'm over here paralyzed, in pain, can't do nothing, but gotta feel this pain. The man finally comes in to cut the machine back on, to give me more medicine. That was just the worst pain in my life. I promise you, I don't wish that pain on nobody. Because it's nothing in life, I think, that can top that pain. For real. Long story short, I was in labor for 41 hours. I ended up having to have a C-section because, I don't know, I ended up catching a fever. I kept getting hot and cold. My heart kept going up and down. It was making the baby heart go up and down. They kept rushing in there. The machine kept going off. That was giving me more anxiety. I was getting more nervous. It was just so much going on that they was like, Kyla, you have to control yourself. Like, you have to calm down. You're making your heart rate go up and down. You're making the baby heart rate go up and down. It was like, you have to calm down. I couldn't calm down. Like, my anxiety was just racing. I was nervous. I'm about to be a mom. It was just so much going on, y'all. I was very emotional. I couldn't control my emotions. I couldn't control nothing. Like, at that point, they was like, listen, we're going to have to give you a C-section. Like, you have to calm down. I couldn't calm down. It was just so much going on, y'all. I can't even tell y'all. It was just so much going on. I can't even remember everything that was going on. I just know it was just so much, to the point where they was like, you have to get a C-section because you can't control yourself. We can't control. And then when the machines kept going off, it was making me more nervous because I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm making my baby heart rate go up and down. I can't control nothing. It was just so scary. I was like, I don't want, like, I was just thinking the worst, basically. So that's when there was like C-section. When the nurse said C-section, or was it the doctor? One of them said C-section. That's when I really had the most anxiety. Next thing you know, it seemed like 100 people just came in the room, flew in the room, started doing this, started doing that, started attaching me to the stuff, started giving me stuff, it was just so much. I had to have a C-section after 41 hours of being in labor. They decided to give me a C-section. Okay guys, so I'm editing a video and I realized I left the very most important information out. So I went to the hospital on the 23rd. My baby was due on the 26th. I didn't have him till the 25th. And also I dilated to 9 centimeters before they decided to give me a C-section. So I was 1 centimeter away from having him natural. So that's why it's just also traumatizing, because it was like, damn, I was almost to the finish line and it's like they snatched my ass up and said, nope, you gotta go this way. But that was very important information I feel like I left out, so let's continue. Mom kept saying from the beginning, go ahead and give her a C-section. Go ahead and give her a C-section. And I kept saying, no C-section. I'm gonna push this baby out. But I ended up having to have a C-section. I have pictures of me having my C-section where you can actually see my stomach open and you can see my guts. You can see everything. I don't know if I should put that. I don't think I'm gonna post that on this video because that might be a little bit too explicit. But I still have pictures of my stomach open and you can see everything in my stomach. Like, you can literally see everything. And when I had my C-section, I never had surgery before, so having a C-section was very traumatizing for me. When they was cutting me, I could feel every single layer that they were cutting. It wasn't painful because I was on pain medicine, but I still felt every layer that they were cutting. Then I felt them tugging, pulling the baby out. And one nurse, she was on my rib cage, y'all. I was like, girl, get the fuck off my rib cage. Like, I said that to her. Like, girl, get the fuck off me. And my mom was like, Kyla. And I was like, no, her. Like, she's hurting me. She's pushing on my rib cage. And so they pulled the baby out. Everybody was excited. So then they took the baby away. And I'm like, Mom, go with him, go with him. And so they all just talking. And I'm like, hey, like, come on, put me back together. So they thought I was tripping. So the man gave me something. He gave me a shot of something. When he gave me a shot of whatever it was, that shit like zoned me out. Like, put me in a whole nother world. Like, I literally just, like, see how I'm up right now? When he gave me that shot, I literally just like I just fell back. I guess they said I was tripping because I'm like, okay, put me back. Y'all talking too much. I'm out. My wounds are open. Like, come on, sew me back together. They was like, this girl tripping. So they gave me something. Whatever they gave me, like, it calmed me all the way down. It calmed me. Like, I got together real quick. But yeah, y'all, that's my story time. Honestly, I don't know if I would have another baby because that was very traumatizing to me. Just feeling that type of pain. Having to have a C-section for my first kid. When I had my C-section, I was in the worst pain, trying to heal. It was just a very traumatizing. I felt so weak. I cried because I'm like, how can I be his mother and I'm this weak? Like, I always pictured myself to be strong, but I was at my weakest. I wasn't able to walk. It was hard for me to bathe myself. Just everything about it. Like, that was the weakest I've ever been in my life, and I cried because I'm like, how can I be his mom and I'm this weak of a person? I don't know. It was a mental thing because I understand like a lot of women go through that. It's normal. You're supposed to be weak after having major surgery. But yeah, I wouldn't say I was depressed, but I definitely was sad for a minute because I was weak. It hurt me to change his diaper. It hurt me to walk, to give him a wash up. It hurt for me to make a bottle. Like, I was just in so much pain. So if I was to ever have another kid, like, I would need to seriously be in love. I need the person that I'm with to want the baby way more than me. I mean, he better beg me. I mean, get on his knees and beg me for a baby, for me to go through that again. And I just need to be in love in order to do this again. And I just need to have a solid foundation with my partner that I will be with in the future if this happened. Like, we need to have a solid foundation. We need to be together. We need to have a clear understanding. We need to have just a really good, healthy relationship and just a solid foundation for me to go through this again. I'm very happy that I am a mom. I love being a mom. I love my son. I love caring for him, loving for him, taking care of him, raising him. I love everything about motherhood. I am a single mom. I do have a good support system when it comes to my family. They help me out a lot, and I'm very blessed, appreciative, and grateful. I don't talk about my baby dad. I do know my baby father. For the ones out here that just be like, she don't even know her baby father. I know who that motherfucker is. I know him. I just don't like to talk about him to you guys or to anyone because at the end of the day, like, this YouTube channel is what I make it and it's what I want to put out there. And the fact that so many people are just so intrigued by me not putting him out there or talking about him or any of it is just it just kind of like do something to me, make me feel good that y'all want to know so bad. And I just feel like it's none of y'all business. And I don't want to put him on the internet. Now, as far as my son, y'all are going to see him because that is what I choose to do. He's with me all the time. Well, not right now because I got to work. But he's with me all the time. And I'm going to create him a little YouTube channel. So yeah, that's my decision to put him on the internet. But as far as my baby father, y'all not gonna get nothing out of me. I'm not gonna talk about him. I'm not gonna show him. And that's that. We're gonna leave that alone. Because it's none of y'all business. Period. Period. I'm a single mom by choice. Period. And that's that. So that's my labor and delivery story. I really don't feel like I told the story good, but I mean, it wasn't really much to tell. Y'all got the point. I was in labor for 41 hours. I felt that pain. I had a C-section. I had my baby. I was weak, and now I'm strong, and now I'm back. And that's the end of the video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.